Okay. All right, so welcome to Channeled Messages with Sandra. Tonight is bright light. I need to change the lights. I keep trying different positions for the lights, but it's a crazy kind of space. So we'll be working on that for a while, I'm sure. Getting ready for the weekend. So tonight's very casual. Today, because I know people from Australia watch this and it's not PM by you right now. So whenever you watch this, we're going to do zodiacs. Wanted to remind everyone, especially if you're having a season of either loneliness or even too much company, to light a candle every once in a while and just take a breath and envision, just by yourself or with others, but silently then, maybe, play around with it. There's so many things to do and regenerate and refresh and clear. So light a candle, preferably white, but whatever you like. Just see everything burning away. Just see it melting away. Clear yourself a little bit. This is a busy time for a lot of people, and craziness around, I'm sure, your towns, your country, the world, most places. And even if it's not where you are, exactly where you are, you still know it's in the surrounding areas. So, sending good thoughts to everyone. And we'll get started. So I said Channeled Messages with Sandra, yeah. I forget to say the name of the cards, so I try to hold them up. So we're going to do the one group message. Oh, and it's whatever card sticks to my hand. Self-love, King of Cups, and it doesn't matter about the specific gender of the cards. Female, it doesn't matter. It doesn't, how you resonate with it. How you resonate with anything. We know that time is not specific, although we use linear time in our perception to go about our day, to be someplace, perhaps, on time. If this doesn't resonate with you, same with it during the reading, whatever zodiacs you listen to, that's okay. It's either for the future, perhaps it's a message for you that you have to deliver. So this is King of Cups. It's love. It's definitely self-love. You have it all together. You've had so many masterful, if you will, masterful moments and schooling. And school can be just life experience. That's usually the most powerful. Well, it is the most powerful, but we learn from each other. But this is more love coming. And even if it's love of self, and even if you're one of those people that have 1,000 cousins and aunts and uncles, even if you're one of those people, you can still feel lonely, you can still feel overwhelmed, you can still feel something. So self-love, that's the group reading. And to let you know that you're in the position, because the king is in the position of power, of leadership. So you are already in that position of mastering your domain. Okay. All right, so we're going to move on to Cancer. I'm going to keep with the Gilded Tarot. I have a hair over here somewhere. One thing with the glasses, you just... Plus, like I said, it's a very casual day. I have a full weekend that I have to dress up for, so casual. It's good to be casual. It's good to have casual, like when they say casual Fridays. It's good to get dressed up. It's good to change your outfit. And if you hear noises, they still are doing a little construction movement. They're doing something. Okay, Cancer, 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 Cancer. Wheel of Fortune. Into the new year, yes, these readings really should be like, or should be in quotes, around 3 days to a week approximately, maybe even for the month. But I channel way into the future frequently. So if it happens sooner, great. But this is two things. Yes, we know that what we put out, we get. It doesn't mean that you put out all good and that you never, ever, ever get hurt. That's not what karma is about. That's not what the reincarnation, the life is about. But if we are mean to people all the time, it does eventually show up in our lives. And even if it doesn't appear on the outside that it's happening to people, it is unmistakably hitting their soul, their spirit. That's what's being, I don't want to say damaged, affected. And more in a lower frequency vibration, even negative type of way. No, we don't like those words, but that's what happens. So someone around you who's been bullying you, hurting you, just remember, the karma comes around. The karma is most definitely coming around. And if you, by chance, by small chance, have slighted someone, this is a good time, this season, to make amends. We make amends. Say, I'm sorry. Sometimes it's accepted, sometimes it's not accepted. And sometimes it's not accepted immediately. So let that germinate. And even if somebody apologized to you and you're not ready to accept it, or even if we can accept the apology or forgive someone, we can still love them from over there. Be over there. I'll be over here. You just... Okay, Cancer. Go into Leo. Leo's getting the gilded. I only use a few here, and I have, although I have many right here. Okay, so Leo gets the Death card. I like this deck because this is also a fun death card, if you will, because this is Mardi Gras. So between now and when Mardi Gras is, I think that's in March. I don't think it's in May. I think it's the end of March sometime. It's after St. Patrick's Day, which is March 12th to 17th. So it's after that. And because to me, and probably to you, it looks a little like a pirate. So think of those pirate movies. I didn't watch all of them, but and although I like fantasy and science fiction, I didn't really watch all of them. But the Death card tells us between now and Mardi Gras, watch for the piracy. Watch for what's being utilized in your spirit, in your house, in your possessions, at your job. Find out if you can stop that. And it might not even be for you. You might be working somewhere and you watch another employee stealing from the cash register. There's two schools of thought there. Some people will tell the owner or tell someone. Sometimes it's an anonymous tip. And then some people say you never, ever, ever tell. You must make that decision on your own, because this is almost like you're witnessing something. And if it's you, again, we make amends. Listen to the last. We make amends. We ask for forgiveness if you can't pay it back or apologize to someone. And sometimes even piracy can be stealing somebody's joy, somebody's love. We know those people that go out and actually just have relationships or get somebody into a relationship, and that's it. They end it right then and there. That was their conquering, if you will. That was their piracy. So just be aware. This card is just to be aware of your surroundings. Go to the parties, have fun. Go to the parties, have fun. Oh, I just had a memory of someone. And that's a nice thing too, because fantasies and memories, they're okay. They're okay to have. If you have someone no longer in your life, it's okay to still have thoughts about them in any way, as long as either you don't act on them because it's inappropriate or it's wrong, or you just don't want to go back there. You figure it out. But this is a nice card for you, Leo. But it does show a change also, Leos. It shows a change of it also shows a change of location. So you might be going on a vacation in the near future, or you know, if you travel 2 hours from your home to go to a destination, yeah, that could be it, travel. But it feels a little further than that, because I'm thinking Mardi Gras, New Orleans. Yeah, okay. All right, that was Leo. We're going on to Virgo. Virgo, we're going to use it. Yeah, I just adore this deck. Can't help it. If you know me, you know I love the Draconis. But, okay. Virgo. When it sticks to my hands, I'll fall out. 10 of Cups. Wish fulfillment. Now, yes, the 9 of Cups is usually the wish card, but this is fulfillment. So it's already happened, and sit back and enjoy the fruits of your labor. Sit back and just enjoy the people in your circle that's around you. This is lovely. This is more friends, be more fruitful, cups overflowing, the ducks. Oh. And oh, you have several different types of ducks. You have the mallard. I don't know what the other ones are called. I didn't put that on Do Not Disturb. Hold on. Okay, I went to do that before. I don't know what happened. So, 10 of Cups, this is dreams. You're probably going to be, Virgo's probably dreaming right now. High density. Or you're waking up and remembering certain things that where either you haven't for quite a while, or it feels like you're going to keep dreaming. You're going to be dreaming way into the new year. And it's good. These are fantasies. These are great things. You know, plan. What kind of house do you want? Or second vacation home? What do you want? I like that. Okay, that's Virgo. Moving on to Libra. Oh, we're switching crystal deck. Okay. Libra, 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 Libra. There we go. The Magician. Okay, this feels like someone just worked their magic on you. 2 ways to be cautious. One, because if you listen to, oh gosh, I guess it was Leo. We do have to be careful who we invite into our lives, because some people, that's why they call it the Magician, because it's an illusion. Yes, we can go into magic with this card, but for this reading right now, this is somebody with a lot of knowledge on how to manipulate and control. This is somebody with a lot of experience on how to, oh, 2 people I just saw. So you're going to have a person who is well versed in sleight of hand, whether it's literal or just that emotion with the heart, and or it shows a youngster around you that is just learning that technique. So if it's a child that you have a little control over or influence in their lives, perhaps you can nip that in the bud. Because magicians in this type of a reading usually wind up hurting others. We all hurt people, unconsciously, subconsciously, accidentally, on purpose, and then sit there saying, well, why did I do that? Especially the younger we are. So that's okay. You know, we're human. We have to go through all those transitions and moments and experiences. This is saying you can nip some of that in the bud with someone around you. Okay, that's Libra. Okay, on to Scorpio. Scorpio's getting Draconis. And I have my moon deck for the clarifiers. I love that. When it matches what I'm wearing, the moon deck. Oh. All right, so we know in readings, nothing is bad. If they say, go to the doctor, I always say, you know, I'm not a doctor, but they're telling me to tell you blah, blah, blah. Although I very rarely recommend that anymore. or channel that. It's extremely rare, because since we found out a whole bunch of stuff about doctors and stuff. Moving on. But this is the Ace of Wands in reverse. This is like a halt. This is a halt. It's almost like an abstinence. So for some of you, perhaps, if you've been abstaining purposely or accidentally, not intentionally, do whatever you want, but you can go and start seeking some passion somewhere. And passion can come out in the form of creativity. Some people are passionate about doing their laundry, how they fold it, and they separate, you know, 5 different piles for, yeah, and only have small loads, but a hand wash, you know, really go all out. This is a halt. This is something, either it's already started, because we know how readings work. It's already started, or it's coming up. Oh, yeah, Scorpio. So, well, only because I was just listening to, because I like to learn too. I'll never stop. I was just listening to someone else describe their interpretation of the wands, and it was the Ace of Wands. They only went through, I only heard a couple with this one particular teacher. And when they were at the Ace of Wands, they kept talking about things burning away. In things burning away in general. We can burn away the past, we can burn away past hurts and harms. But in reverse, it can also mean you burnt yourself. It's like, because it's not going away from you. It's like you did it. You burned yourself. And I just heard that today. I'm not kidding. And no joke. So, oh, all right, never mind. So, just watch how you treat yourself. That's all. Watch how you treat yourself. Okay. Scorpios. On to Sagittarius. Oh, Sagittarius is getting Draconis also. Okay, so the Page of Pentacles. Now, the Page of the Pentacles in Draconis is more of a sorceress. Again, don't go by gender. This is putting out your request. So the next full moon, which is coming up soon, the next full moon, put out your request. And it's not just like for January 1st. Many people celebrate around the world, you know, the New Year's. It's not just that. This is put your request to the moon. And big things, it just feels like big things are going to happen. Changes and hard work. And it feels like some of you actually going to get like a mechanic in a date. So if it's just because you were planning on bringing the car in, that's still a validation. However, this feels a little bit of work. It feels like you had to work at it. So somebody, a mechanic, or somebody who works with tools and metal. That's what I see. Make your decision. Make your decision. Be quite clear and focused on the wish. Because you know that old joke about the meme, oh, well, it turned into a meme, but before memes were invented, where somebody rubbed on the genie's lamp and the genie appeared, and, you know, what can I grant you? And I wish for $1 million. And then he had $1 million, a deer. And so he got what he wanted. So this is saying your wish can very well come true. Maybe not exactly. For some of you, sure, exactly, and some not so much. But it's going to be worked on as closely, like, oh my gosh, it's like so close, like a hair difference. Write it down if you must. Tweak it. Write it down. Sagittarius, something good's happening. I like that one. Okay, Capricorn. Capricorn gets crystal. I don't know. I feel guided. I know some people just like to use the one deck, but... And I haven't... Well, one deck, but you get 2 cards. Oh my gosh, look at that. I love it. Okay, so it's the Fool and the Star card. Love these cards. They're beautiful. They're both looking the same way. So you're actually on a really good course. You're on a good path. Double check. Double check. You know, read labels. If you're the one, some people aren't going to restaurants, I know, but if you're going to go to restaurants or go out to eat, check to see what's in the meal. If you have allergies or something, just double check. This is like a double check everything. But this is a beautiful good luck card reading, both cards together. It feels like sometimes with the Fool it'll be watch where you're stepping, but this isn't. This is like she knows exactly where she's going. Yeah, 1 foot's off the cliff, but she's okay. She's going to jump into the water. She's jumping in, and not only because this is yin and yang also. So this is jumping into the water, and while this is, they both have their 1 foot in the water, 1 foot out. She's solid on the ground. So she's up in the air. She's solid on the ground. So this is, I still got that hair there. So Sagittarius, this is definitely, yeah, no, it feels good. It really, really feels lovely. Yay. I like those readings. You know, I always jokingly say, I won't sugarcoat, but it's not always doom and gloom. This card is so the opposite. This is kick your feet up, go have fun. You've done so much grounding. And if you feel like you haven't and this reading is slightly off, it's like, it's coming. It's really coming because it feels like you're grounded. You take a dip in the water, you see how it feels. You take a dip into a party, see if it's not for you, you leave. If you try a course with school, if it's not for you, you know, well, hopefully you stay anyway, but I'm not reading all those cards. All right, we're good. Sagittarius is good. Capricorn's getting the crystal. Whatever sticks to my hand. 6 of Wands. You have a Leo. You have a Leo coming around you. The person is either there or they're coming. This is also a strength card to tell you, just, you've been working hard. This is a time to take a rest, look into the future, make sure you have your plans, listen to the messages. Listen, you know, if we actually are outside in nature and we hear the birds, we hear the wind, it speaks to us. We just have to tune into it and be aware of it. We don't have to hear it verbatim like with a telephone and say, okay, word for word for word for word. Like as a medium, sometimes I can have a conversation that we channel the whole conversation. Sometimes it's just literally a symbol, and I don't know what the symbol means, but on average, most of the time, thankfully, high average, the other person does know what it means. So that's what it's like. You don't have to know exactly what it means. Just let it do its work. And this is you're striving. You're up on your pedestal. You're really doing a good job. And if you're going to sit there and say, I haven't been doing anything, that's also doing a good job, having that rest period. Okay, Capricorns. All right, moving on to Aquarius. Aquarius is getting the gilded. Okay, so 6 of Swords. This is time to move on, leave the past behind. You're ready. You're traveling a lot in the winter time. So it's bundling up. And if you live in a warm state, I don't know if you're going from house to house and it's air conditioning, but this is you being chilly. This is you. It's also a protective. You're doing this, traveling on this canoe in a protective way. 4 full moons and you'll have your, so if it's in your mind of making plans on what to do, what not to do, 4 full moons and it'll feel like it's in your soul. It's in your heart. This is what I need. This is what I want. I like that. Okay. It's the hair. I don't know. Okay, Pisces. Oh, Pisces is gonna get gilded. Pisces. So you have the Tower card. Now, a lot of people think the Tower card, oh, something bad's going to happen. This is dangerous. Sometimes it means you're doing demolition. Sometimes it just means simply you're doing reconstruction. You're doing refurbishing. And when we do that, we usually find something and we sit down with the memories. It could be a picture. It could be a knick-knack. It could be something. And we sit there and say, oh, those are our memories. And sometimes because memories hurt. This is because this feels like it's past. I understand what the card means and what it's supposed to mean, but no, I'm good. Okay, double checking. This is good. This is, you're knocking down to build. You're knocking down to reconstruct. You're getting rid of the shed in the back to maybe put a whole big patio. You're moving. You're something, but this feels really, really good. And this is going to happen quicker than you think. It's going to be like boom, bam, boom, boom, boom. You know how sometimes with construction or redecorating, some contractors, some people take a little bit longer than we had hoped. This doesn't feel that way. This feels like it's going to go, like, it feels like smooth. Not to say you don't have your hiccups, because everyone gets hiccups with something. There's a hiccup with something, most of the time. I have heard people say, I moved from here to there, or whatever the case may be. And it says, it was smooth as silk. It was, you know, like butter. It just, it was soft and it flowed. So it does happen. Okay. So moving on to Aries. I could put that pen down now. Aries. However, since I was there, Pisces, and I'm going to repeat it for Aries, make sure you're making plenty of notes. Write down what people said, what people promised. Quotes for the construction, for anything, is written down. Don't go by somebody's word, unless they're literally your best friend. And even then, because, you know, if you watch any of those court TV shows, it's a shame how many friends that were like 10, 20, 30 years and something went awry. And either one didn't want to own up to it, or it didn't even happen, but yet the other person sued them. And you just never know. So make sure the contracts are in order. Make sure you're writing. Get people everything in writing. And just have your friend initial it. Just like, this is what we decide. Take a snapshot of it. You know, the picture. Okay, so that's Pisces. So I'm moving on to Aries. Aries, if you want to listen to the end of Pisces, it's for you also. It's to write down, and which is perfect, because I did pick up the card first and then I kept going. So because this is for Aries, the moon. So something hidden must come out. So if it's past traumas, past this, get it out the best way you can. Not a doctor, but I do find that I have friends that are psychologists, and we all need to talk. That's why, especially women, men too, if you listen to their conversations, we need to talk to each other. We just do. You need to get it out. The people that don't talk and keep it in, there's always exceptions and anomalies and such, but people that aren't talking, you're holding it in, and that's what causes stress and challenges in the body, if you will. So write it down. If you have a contract, I don't care if it's with a best friend or not. I said with Pisces, we see the court TV shows where friends sue each other, and they're friends for like 30 years. They either misunderstood, or one didn't want to take responsibility, perhaps embarrassment, shame, or just they saw it differently. So even with a friend, just write it down, take a picture, have them initial it, take a picture, in case you lose the paper. And plus, unless it's like 5 years later, something hidden for Aries is coming out. Now, two things, because this is a goddess. This is a goddess. There might be there's a Cancer around you also. Cancer, Taurus, Leo, I'm seeing. If they're not around you, they're coming. And it doesn't mean they're sneaky. If they are, though, then this card definitely deals with that. But something that was been hidden by the moon, something that's been hidden in the shadows, is coming to light. And you will be one of two. You'll either say, well, I knew it all the time, even if you didn't want to admit it to yourself, your conscious self, or you're going to be like blown away, like I can't believe that's accurate. I can't believe that that's true. I love that card. Okay, Aries. Okay, moving on to Taurus. Taurus is getting Draconis. Oh, they both stuck in my hand. Oh, okay. Listen, you know, I give it as I get it. It's not super bad, but it's certainly not a great start. So if the holidays, doesn't mean you can't have a good time, but if the holidays are going to be rough for you, but it doesn't feel like this has happened yet. And I'm not, this feels like it happens after the holidays, or like really during, but not like during like a family fight at the table. Although if it is, that's fine. I mean, fine for the reading, not fine for you. But there's still good news, because we know the green, abundance, the King of Pentacles, it all works out. But this is the card we want to focus on right now for Taurus. This is self-inflicted wounds. If that's the case, cut it out, stop it. Find help wherever you need to, whether it's literal self-inflicted wounds, or we just injure ourselves through this, dating the same type of person. We injure ourselves with saying yes to everything we want to say no to because we're exhausted, or we injure ourselves on many levels. So this is, you have to stop because you're holding yourself down. The other aspect is, who's ever holding you down, and this isn't one of those safety issues, because if it's a safety issue, then you have to contact the appropriate people. Many crisis centers and stuff. So if it's happening literally, please deal with that. Please deal with that the best that you can. There's many people out there that can help. However, for the most part, for Taurus, this is, you're not being held down. It's literally in your, not in your imagination, but it's literally something that you took on, that somebody imposed upon you. And it's like, why? You don't have to, you just get up, just roll over and get up. Now, while this is a little bit of a hard card, Five of Wands is a hard card. And fives, you know, because it does recommend change, or you're in a changing situation. But the King of Pentacles, here you are sitting pretty. So you're going to go through this. If you're not, then the reading's not for you. But it just doesn't feel like it's happened yet for many of you. And I don't know if it's going to happen for some of you until into the new year. But the good news is you do get over it, through it, around it, however it works. But you have to do the work. So you have to remove that, whatever that is. If it's another's hand, or if it's self-imposed prison, if you will, self-imposed thoughts, restrictions, blocks. I can't do it. I don't know how to do it. I'm too old to do it. I'm too young to do it. Well, you very rarely have people say that, but self-imposed. And then you're sitting pretty. Literally. So it doesn't matter that it's a king, no gender. I see, intuitively, I'm seeing that as bread. not just a coin. Pentacles, coins. So pay attention to your eating habits. Not all bread is the same. All right, Taurus. But moving on to Gemini. Gemini is getting gilded. Oh, 3 cards, but I'm going to read them real quick. And plus, it's the last one. Oh, nice. 7 of Cups. Chariot. 4 Pentacles. This is sitting pretty because you see the Chariot in this deck is not moving. They're not going anywhere. She's just sitting there. They're not in movement. There's no transient anything happening. This is another wish. 7 of Cups is sort of like a wish fulfillment, but it's like, just pick, just choose before you get going. Just choose. Just like friggin' choose something. Whether it's choosing something to take in for education, a class, choose a career. We can always change. That's the good news. The Chariot. You're sitting pretty. There's no movement here in this card and for this reading. And the 4 Pentacles, you have 4 Pentacles in this deck. Remind me a little bit of the Magician. So watch where your money's spent. Yes, many of you are in the holiday season and you want to spend on yourself. But make sure you're not going crazy. Don't spend every single penny in your coffers. We don't spend if we don't need. You know, I mean, we all want a new blouse or new tires or new something. Okay. And because it's a red robe, it's definitely the passion. It's make up your mind and go with the passion. Because make up your mind. You're still sitting down. You're not making up your mind. This is make up your mind. So the decisions you have there, Gemini, you have to make up your mind. There we go. All right. Thank you so much for joining Channel Messages with Sandra. Thank you for joining me. I so enjoy this. If you liked the readings, hit like, give it a thumbs up, subscribe. You're welcome to share. Thank you. Go find your joy, find your beauty. It's there. Even if it's a flower, take a breath. If you don't have it now, you'll get it. We can convince ourselves of anything. Trust me. I've had a life like that. We can convince ourselves of happiness. We can convince. Sometimes it takes many years. But we can convince ourselves. So find the joy, find the beauty. Enjoy your days. Enjoy a moment at least. And we string those moments together. Okay, go play.